Hey, it's Anthony with Land Title. Welcome to bringing your first snow update for Greater Metro Denver. Here we are sitting in February looking at what happened last month, and we're kind of off to a great start. I mean, if you look at the average sales price, we're up 3.3% from this time last year. It's very promising looking at where that orange dot lands. The median, same thing. We're up about 1.6% to 630,000. And I mean, from the look of things in single family, all things are great. Now, if we look at things in the condo townhouse market, we're seeing a little bit more uncertainty. I mean, the average sales price is down about 5%. You can see that maybe that's due to maybe buying habits, but it also seems like the average sales price trended down quite a bit last year over the course of the year. But then you look at the median and we're up a little bit. So maybe an off month last year at this time. I do believe that, we've seen a little bit of settling in this marketplace in the condo townhouses because of all the challenges they've had. This is our second check on a lot of this. You can see 2.5% up in single family really shows that appreciation in the marketplace. Things are looking good. And that condo townhouse market kind of validating some of those, maybe lower prices than we've seen in the past year or two. So just a little bit down, right? Nothing crazy. This is nothing to raise a ton of alarms about, but as there's more inventory coming into the marketplace, there'll be more downward pressure in both of these markets. And we're going to see more inventory this year. I think that's just all you can tell. From the supply of inventory that we see here, active units are up 44% from this time last year. So we went from 5,000 to 7,300 units. Now, this isn't astronomically large, but for a January, it is much higher than we've seen in a long time. Now, that means that through the course of the middle of the year and into the fourth quarter, you will see a lot of inventory come on the market, right? New listings, if you look at the next slide over here, 4,200 new listings, 1,000 more listings than we saw this time in January last year, because as people pulled stuff off the market, some stuff's definitely getting relisted and put back on the market. So you can see that that is going to continue to increase, right? Peak listing season isn't until March, and March through October is peak listing season in so many ways. So what you're going to see is you're going to see a rise in inventory again because we're in a rising inventory environment. This is seasonal, it's cyclical, and it's definitely predictable because of that. So when you start talking to clients, you need to list homes earlier. You need to be in a place where it's less competitive, and we need to price aggressively because that's what's going to happen as you start to see some of this downward pressure in the marketplace. Now, if we look at demand is still staying steady. We have the same amount of under contracts as we did this time last year, 2% increase at least, right? So things look okay. Month supply of inventory, though, is at 2.1 months. It's still sort of a seller's market in many cases. Certain places are going to feel like that. But as we approach that balanced market and even into maybe some places might see a buyer's market this next year, you're going to feel that in the market. So buyers, get in there, get active. I don't think there's a bad time to buy real estate this year, right? You can definitely get into the marketplace. There's definitely going to be some deals in some markets, and other markets, we're still going to see that competition because of where we're at with the month supply. But you really will feel a little bit more robustness to this market than we did a year ago, except we're going to have more inventory. So keep in mind, sellers, it's going to be more difficult. Buyers, you're going to have a little bit more to choose from, but affordability isn't really going to change a ton. Now, the average days in MLS are really high right now, higher than they've been in a lot of years, but we're not even close to the national averages. So 60 days in MLS, it feels high based off of what we've been seeing, but in all reality, this is pretty normal, right? We're still 10 days faster than the nation. It just is going to take a little bit longer to get stuff under contract than we're all used to. And people are still paying exactly what they were in the last couple of years. So you can see that 98.5% is par for the course, right? Here we are starting the year pretty normally, and it's going to feel just like it did before. So more listings, a little more buyers, and here we are. Everything kind of feels the same to a buyer and a seller. Now, the one thing that I always like to look at the most is really what's it going to take to get this house under contract. And right now it's taking 17.7 listing or showings in order to get a house under contract. So how fast can you drive enough buyer traffic through a property to get it under contract? Well, the showings per listing per month is that second metric, and we're way down from where we were before. It doesn't mean there's less buyers. It means that we're getting less showings per home because there's a lot more to choose from, and those buyers can be a little more picky. So it could actually take a little bit longer this year. And even in January, we saw this. It's taking a little bit longer to get it sold than it was a year ago. So be a little more patient, price a little more aggressively, and I think everything will work out pretty well for you. So If you have any questions, concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to me for any other local data or insights. I'm Anthony at Land Title. I'll catch you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel too. Thank you.